Okay, hello there everyone. Welcome to this very informative, I hope, by the time's end, presentation. We are delighted to introduce you to a brand new event we're taking out to Tampa, Florida, beginning of next year in February on the 20th and 21st. And that's going to be called our brand new Stock Market Masterclass. So we're super excited about it. We want to start spreading the word. And boy, I tell you, we've already got a lot of signups and haven't even started to really spread the word until today. So we're super excited about all of that and want to pass along all, some great information to help make your decision. So welcome again, VV Nation. Welcome to this presentation. And, this is going to be an event that you just don't want to miss. Heck, bring a friend, watch the live stream, make sure that you take this information in. Help change not only your life, but the lives of others, because make no mistake, that's the business that we're in here at VectorVest, is changing lives. And so the question naturally becomes, okay, sounds great. Good start so far, but why? Why should I actually take time out of my busy schedule to do this? Why go? Why should you or any of your friends or family attend this event? And so quite simply, to better secure your or even their financial future, whether that be help them or you put your kids through school, retire more comfortably, or whatever the case might be. And so for many of us who went before you, we wanted to learn just how to make more than keeping our head afloat out, above water or marginally improving our life. We wanted to learn how to thrive, how to become independent and live life on our own terms. We wanted to seek out performance like you're going to see here, and quite a bit of it as we go along. But boy, it's just stunning. And this is the kind of performance you can expect when you really use VectorVest to its fullest potential. We wanted to learn how to beat the pants off average market returns and just trying to keep up with the S&P 500 every month. And we wanted to be able to do that consistently, so that we could sleep better at night knowing we're following a proven system, one that works, one that has worked year after year after year. But there's a problem for many folks, a core problem, one that stands in the way of that kind of superior performance for far too many people. And so what tends to happen, particularly these days, is you just get buried, inundated, if you will, with data. Newsletters, TV, social media, my goodness, right? Emails, whatever the case may be, you're getting more information about more ideas than you've ever possibly could have imagined a decade or so ago, right? And so what that leads to is just being overloaded with all this information that you feel like each is important and need to take action on. And before you know it, you just don't take action on anything or are just too confused, right? So the big mistake, however, an even bigger one, is finding value in complication. And that's one of the big things about this industry is, for whatever reason, people like to present complicated strategies and techniques because they know you're going to find value in them. They know that if you feel that it's pretty difficult and intricate, that it's gotta be great, right? And so let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to fix all that, because it does not have to be that way. What you need are simple, proven systems and plans and the ability to stick to it. And that's a big part, the sticking to it part. We want to follow a simple, proven system and stick to it. You may even decide to follow more than a single system. The truth is, each of us is in kind of a different position in our investing and trading career. Some of us have larger account sizes than others. So the plans that we're going to be talking about in this event are going to be standalone, but they can certainly also be used in conjunction with one another. I run 3 different, wildly different even, portfolios myself. I've got a self-directed portion of my 401k. I'm not even including the 401k, picking on some mutual funds that I think are appropriate, or whether to be in cash or what have you. And then I've got a trading account where I do some options in there from time to time. And I've also got a core portfolio of stocks that I like to just keep clicking along and maybe do some defensive options against those from time to time. So, the reality is we're all different. We all have different needs, but there is a solution for you no matter who you are. And it can be a singular system or it can be a combination of several. And there's no better place to learn them than from the experts, the people who have already done it for themselves, all of your coaches here at VectorVest have done extremely well in the stock market and are here for you to help guide you along the way. And so whether that be Successful Investor through Todd Schaefer and his brilliant tutelage, and you can just simply kick back and take the slow and easy approach, know what stocks to buy, safe undervalued stocks rising in price that have beautiful chart patterns, and buying them at the right time, on those green lights, and generally get about a 15% year-on-year return. Or go the full retirement route. Many of us are heading into that position in our lifetime, right? Where I want a soups to nuts, complete approach. I want the stock appreciation, but on top of that, I need some income. And dividends just don't get us there anymore, at least alone, right? So learning how to sell and create some options income on top of that and actually supersede all that dividend income. I think the retirement solution that we're running right now, we're making more on the option side than the dividend side, right? And so just the ability to do that and create the income that you need to live the lifestyle that you want to live, the ultimate retirement solution will be taught at this seminar, and it is wonderful for that. So maybe you're in a completely different situation, or you'd like to take some of your money, break it off, and try to grow it even faster. So we're going to be teaching some swing trading tactics and techniques at this workshop as well. Jerry D'Ambrosio is going to be there with us, and he's going to be handling those portions of the presentations. And we're kicking back in the swing trading coaching group. He and I work together. We're kicking back plus 30% returns this year. Both of us doing the same techniques. So it's been really cool for us to kind of work independently and really get to about the same place by year's end. And we're, on par with where we were the year before. And so we're super excited to share some of those techniques that we like to deploy to make these kinds of returns. On top of that, we're going to go through the ETF. There's going to be ETF training like nobody's business in this particular seminar. We're even going to have what we call a masterclass on them, where we really lay them out. That landscape is changing big time, and it's just constantly evolving. And I think at some stage, if we're not careful here, we might have more ETFs than stocks, it seems. There's a couple thousand plus, these days. But in any case, we'll be talking about them, their leverage, the pluses, the minuses, the things to think about, and also showing proven systems that take advantage of whether it's the triple leverage, double leverage funds, and you can get mouth-watering returns like what you see here on the page, up 7,300% since 2015. All right, on top of that, some of us are more visual. We like charts or whatever the case might be. If you've never heard of the NPI, it literally is the very best charting system I've ever seen, and I've been everywhere. I've taught at every Traders Expo, or a lot of them, over the last 20 years, up until about 3 or 4 years ago anyway. But, I've seen all the pros out there. I've seen them all display all the different things that they do. This is a really great system. Really great from the more swing to position style of trade, though. It's not going to be as fast and nimble as some of the ones that I've seen, certainly. But what it does do is keep you in the bulk of the run for as long as possible. So you can see here with AVGO, it would have kept you in on this whole run, even though there's quite a bit of chop. It's really, really good stuff. So we encourage you to come and learn a little bit about that. Even if you've already learned some already, Stan Heller is going to be sharing some updates with us. And we're always constantly improving everything that we do. And so I'm sure that he's going to have some new stuff to talk about in that regard. Also, Ron Wheeler will be coming with us. We'll be talking about options income. We'll be talking about how to generate it and even use a single position each and every single time to generate enough income to help get you where you want to be. And he's going to lay out what your true risk and true reward are based upon what he's learned over his 20 years trading as an options trader and a former swing trader, kind of like myself before that. But he's really specialized in the options market now, and he really knows how to account for risk and do it right. And so he's going to lay some of that out at the show, which is great. So don't want to keep you here longer than you need to be. We're moving fast, but hopefully, my job right now is to inspire to get you there, because I can't teach all these techniques, even in 2 days by myself, probably. So my job is to inspire you, get you there so that you can see how we do these things and that you can pick one for yourself that's really going to make things click for you. So we're going to be going to the VectorVest 2-day investment seminar. Again, it's going to be the masterclass that we introduced. It's at the Tampa Airport Marriott. Really easy to get in and out of this event. You don't even have to go outside. So if it happens to be a cold spell or something while we're down there, which would be rare, but should that be the case, don't even have to get in a shuttle or any of that stuff. Just go collect your bags, go up the elevator, down the hallway, and you're at the front desk. It's wonderful, makes it easy even for our international folks that might have some long flights coming in. All right, so February 2021, Tampa Airport Marriott. I'm not going to go through each one of these presentations and try to give you the gist. What I'm going to do is lay it out in chunks because that's how it's written. Morning of day one. There's some really fun titles and some good lessons in each one of these. All of this is centered around who VectorVest is and a successful investor at its core. Okay, that's what all of the morning of day one is truly about. Afternoon of day one heads more into retirement services and swing trading. We'll also mix in a little bit of how to cater VectorVest exclusively to yourself and give you some ideas on that in the very last presentation. Morning of day two is all about ETFs, trading tactics and techniques now that we understand the ETFs, and also that one symbol, one trade, one set of rules for income. Couldn't be any easier than that. All I need is one instrument and then know how to set my true risk and reward up, and I'm good to go. Afternoon of day two, we're going to get into that MPI that I shared that graphic with you on. And then also we've realized to some degree, it's going to feel like you're drinking from a fire hose a little bit, particularly if it's your very first time around. What we want to do with that last presentation is refocus you, remind you of what you've seen, help you select what's going to be best for you so that you have a plan to hit the ground running Monday following the event. And while that's a tall task, we've been able to accomplish this in spades for many, many, many years now. I think this is like my 23rd 2-day. I can't keep it straight anymore. I know I've missed a couple years. And in any case, I've never, ever, ever, never, ever had anybody disappointed with what they learned at any 2-day. And anyone that goes and has been many times will tell you it only gets better each and every time we go deliver this thing. So I'm just going to encourage you one last time to get there. I'm going to share with you some words of wisdom from, well, a guiding light in my whole life, really, Mr. Abraham Lincoln. And I live by this, everything that I do. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'm going to spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe. In other words, learn what needs to be learned to get it done. So in this particular trade-off, we're talking about spend the 2 days. Spend the 2 days to change the rest of your life. That's much better and a lot easier than chopping down a forest after sharpening your axe, right? So I hope you take that to heart. So no matter what it's been for me, sports, learning the markets, learning computer networking, whatever it's been, I realize value in understanding what I'm trying to do before I try to do it, right? And that's what we mean by this. Get there, because we will set you up for the rest of your life. That's a chapel guarantee. So here's the deal. Live and in person, cheapest price we ever offer. We've done this several years in a row now. I got to be honest with you. I feel like this year you might want to do this really, really, really soon. $95 is as cheap as it gets. Okay, all you got to do is go to VectorVest.com/Tampa. If Todd can put that in the chat, that would be great, or the however we can disseminate that out to the masses. For those of you guys that are on YouTube, you know how to get to the website without the link for sure. But he'll put a link in there that you can just click on and go to webinar. That'll take you right to the page. $95 for all that information I talked about. Not only do you get all of the information that is contained in the presentations, if you go live and in person, you get to rub elbows with what I like to call our power users. There are people that come to Tampa every single year. You might ask, well, why is that the case? Is this so hard to learn? No. And what they'll tell you is they learn something each and every year that they're there. One little nugget that makes a difference. The other thing that they would tell you is this is a great venue to recharge your batteries. particularly in the day of social media and algorithms that are trapping you in the wrong information at the wrong times. I'm sure many of people were taken off guard by today's activity, but not if you're in my trading room. We even told them that QE might in fact come back. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to get to this place where everybody should get to. And I mean everybody, so that you're refocused, you're re-energized, you're outside of all this trash that gets circled around everywhere, and you know what's going on. Okay. If you can't do that, go to the live stream. You can do this from the comfort of your own living room. You can do it from the beaches in the south of France, although it's probably pretty cold out there during that time, I would suppose. Whatever the case may be, okay? You can take this event in and you can take in the things that are most interesting to you, or you can take in the entire event, whatever the case might be there. And we'll try to cater to you just as if you're there with us in the room to the best of our ability, realizing that there are some challenges with that. We got a great support staff. We'll have as many people there this coming year as we've ever had. And so we will be all on top of making sure everybody has a first-class experience. So once again, all you got to do is go to www.vectorvest.com/Tampa to go live for just $95, or vectorvest.com/stream to sign up for the free live stream. Now, we do realize that February is coming a month after we're typically there. So there's also going to be some special correspondence going out right now. So people that did go last year, have the opportunity to still get the same fair pricing. All that stuff's being taken care of, guys. You'll get emails on that, okay? And that's really about it. I'm going to see if there's anything in the chat here, but I'm going to conclude the formal presentation so we can get a nice clean recording out there, and we'll move on to some simple Q&A, okay? All right, great. Now, Glenn's not going to be there this year, I'm afraid. But just keep wishing him well, and we keep giving him lots of encouragement, and he's definitely getting better with each and every day that passes, okay? Let's see. Replay. Yeah, this has been recorded, and we will be putting it up. We'll be posting it up and sending out some emails to get you to the recording. Absolutely no problem there. All right, I don't see too many other questions. So, guys, I'll let you get about the rest of your busy schedules. I would highly encourage you to go to one of these two websites and get signed up for this event. So once again, if you go to the Tampa, where you go in person, it takes you to this webpage here. You have a whole list of, some supplementary, I would say, insight into what the event is about. You also have location and accommodations, and there's only a certain number of rooms that we can guarantee that they'll let us, but you do have a special rate if you get in there early enough at $245, which I think is at least $50 off the normal rate, probably more these days, honestly. But in any case, that's a pretty good room rate if you book early, that kind of stuff. And then up here in the top right, here's where you purchase the course and get it done. Okay, so I just want to thank once again everybody for being here. And let's see, Raj says we renew or VV subscription in January. Yeah, so I just covered that. We are going to be sending out correspondence to you to give you the ability to lock in that same renewal price, okay? Have no fear. VectorVest is here, man. We're going to take care of you. Don't worry about any of that stuff. It's coming. We're going to take care of you, okay? All right, you're welcome. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for being here, and we'll see you next time right here at VectorVest University. See you guys soon.